Hello, everyone. And yes, it's the big moment we've been waiting for the last few weeks. We are 3 years old this week. So we've been doing the Wednesday classes for 3 years, ever since the beginning of the pandemic. And I know many of you have been to pretty much every single one. We've done 154 live streams for the Wednesday class, which is incredible. We're just taking the odd day off between Christmas and New Year. So plenty of celebration emojis if you're on your phone would be great. I thought we would Basti's on the chat. I just thought it would be just for a bit of fun. I'm just going to show you a 2-minute clip of where we were 3 years ago. It was just the beginning of the pandemic. I came in here on my bicycle and all the team were involved, and you can just see the look of look on people's faces. So just going to spend 2 minutes just doing that. Watching the beginning of the very first Wednesday class, which was, like I say, 3 years ago. So here we go. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Here we are, Diana, Shakur, and myself, broadcasting from the Shiatsu Center in Norwich. Look, I'm broadcasting from my room. It's essential work, so I've come in. I didn't see anyone all the way in, so I've done that. So if you just want to say hi to everyone in the chat, we've got the whole team, I think, is on this call, on this broadcast. And we're going to run these support meetings every single Wednesday now through the whole crisis. So we'll be able to support you as you go through until we get out the other side and you come in for your lovely shiatsu in the Shiatsu Center. Okay. So we're just going to spend an hour with you now, and we're going to do 5 things. We're going to find out how you're doing, so that's very important to us. We want to find out how stressed you're feeling. We're going to we're going to look at the immune system in TCM and Shiatsu, how you can balance your burners. This is about how the Shiatsu system works in terms of how we understand the immune system, how we can boost the immune system. And we're going to show you, we're going to explain to you 2 different types of treatments that we're giving at the Shiatsu Center now. We've actually been delivering these 2 different methods of treatment successfully if you do want one-to-one help. Okay. So now finally, we're going to explain to you what we're doing about donations and how we're running the whole money side of things. Okay. So let's find out. So there we are. Look, what about the hat? That's a bit of classic recording there from 3 years ago. You can see we were just making up as we went along. We started doing distance sessions and one-to-one sessions over video links and audio links, and we survived the whole pandemic, as you know, with a lot of you supporting us. So it's kind of like history now, and we're still here 3 years on. So I thought what we'd do today is we'll do a classic Wednesday class, and I'm going to get you to check in with yourself. We're going to do the 3 burners. We're also going to look at the polyvagal thing again. Remember, we did that way back in the beginning, just to kind of check in and see how we're all doing. How about that? I can't believe it, 3 years. Okay, so without further ado, let's do the body scanning, and then we've got point of the week, which is a liver point. I won't give away which one it is, but that's leading up to this weekend. So if you're a community member and you'd like to hang out with us, or if you'd like to watch the live stream over the weekend, we've got the morning live stream on Saturday. And we've also got the Kat's yoga class or exercise class on the Sunday around the liver theme. So let's go. So I hope you've got your piece of paper ready and you're ready to do the scanning with me. And then we can get on. We'll see just where we're at after 3 years. Okay, so I'm just going to stand up and just relax, take my watch off. And we're going to do 3 scans. We're going to scan the whole body. Really good idea once a week to check in, just see how you're doing. So I like to start off just above the head here, so you get an idea of any kind of energy things that are going on with the crown chakra. I'm just going to basically scan down through the head. Okay, and the jaw, checking out the eyes as you go down the ears. Just internally, you might want to close your eyes and tune in internally how you're feeling. And then we go down through the throat area, through the cervical vertebrae. And then down into the shoulders. And then just check out your arms down into your hands. And then we can scan right the way down through the trunk of the body. So we're going down through the whole torso, through the lungs, the heart area, the diaphragm, down through the digestive area, down into the hips, down into the knees, the ankles and the feet. So we're just going to work our way down, getting an idea of how our energy is, asking ourselves, what is it like? Okay, excellent. So now we're going to zoom out and we're going to kind of just tune into our whole body and just see if we can get a pattern, any kind of pattern. Is your energy going up or down? Is it blocked anywhere? Does it feel weak anywhere? Okay, and then if you turn that into an image, we're going to just draw a sketch just as a reference for how our energy is. And that's the whole body scan. So okay, you can see probably because I'm so excited about us doing this for 3 years, but you can see my body's got a little bit energy, a little bit up there, and I've got a few blocks. I'm going to draw those in just as a rough sketch there. So we've got something to work from. Okay, and now we're going to do the 3 burner scan. Okay, so you need to just divide up your piece of paper into 3 zones. That's the upper, middle and lower. And what we'll do is we'll scan through those areas and we'll decide on which burner you'd like to work with, and then we can work the whole session around that. Okay, so standing, you can stand or sit, and I'm going to close my eyes here to go internally. And we're going to compare the lower burner, that's below the navel, the middle burner, which is this area here, above the navel, around below the diaphragm, and the upper burner, which is in the top part, which is basically the lungs through, and obviously the heart is there as well. Okay, so we're going to just check those 3 and compare them. So let's just tune in first of all to the lower burner, down to the pelvic floor. Go internally and just see how that is. Okay, got that. And then we're going to the middle burner. Okay, ask yourself what that's like. And then the upper burner. Okay, excellent. So now I'm going to compare all 3. So just relax and compare all 3 and ask yourself, do they all feel the same? And if they don't feel the same, we're going to draw the differences down on the chart here. Okay, mine definitely don't feel the same. I definitely need a bit of work here on some of them. Okay, and there we go. There's my scan for today. So I know what I would vote for with the 3 burner scan. Okay, so before we do the voting on the scanning, I'd like to take our minds back to a lot of the work we did in the beginning, which was around the polyvagal theory. And we used that a lot to kind of find out how the group was and adjust the exercises depending on where we were with the zone. So basically we've got the green zone, that's where we want to be, and that's where we're aiming for with the Wednesday class, is to get you into that green zone where you're feeling in the present, feeling grounded, and you've got that ventral vagal system working, which basically calms you down and keeps you connected. We've got the sympathetic nervous system, that's the red zone. That's when we need that to activate ourselves. But if it gets too much, then we're going to kind of get rageful, maybe panicky and everything. And then the one we really wanted to avoid, and we did a lot of work of this in the pandemic during the lockdowns when everyone was very isolated, was we tried to keep you out of that blue zone. That's when you get dissociated and everything starts to shut down. So just to check in, I just thought it would be interesting to see where you are, where the group is. Okay, here we go. I've got the poll from way back 3 years ago, and we haven't actually done this one for a while. I'm just going to run the which zone are you in poll, okay? And we'll just check in, okay? So basically, are you in one of the 3 zones, or are you between the green and the red, between the red and the blue? And let's just check in and find out. Now, you remember that when we did this before, we had a lot of people were in the red zone. The majority were in the red zone. Some were going into the blue zone. We had usually about 5%, something like 2 to 5% in the blue zone. And we sometimes had quite a large proportion going between the red and the blue during the lockdowns. So let's see how we are. Okay, now look at this. Okay, victory for the Wednesday class. After 3 years, we've got you we've got still 18% in the red zone. So we need to help you get down more into the green zone. But many of you, the vast majority, 3/4 of you are managing to move between the green and the red zone. And I've chalked that up to the Wednesday class. We've been looking after you for 3 years and you've been able to regulate your nervous system. I think that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so if you do find yourself getting too stressed out, you need the Wednesday class. So let's find out which, I'll take this off and we'll just see which burner would you like to work on today. This is the burner poll. Here we go. I'm going to run this now. There's 3 options. Which one would you most like to work on today? Let's see where we are with the burners. Okay, now the zone information is really useful because basically what we need to do is make sure we can get that regulation from the red back down into the green zone. And what I'll do is I'll tweak the exercises today to try and make sure that we can make that happen. Okay, look, upper burner wins hands down, 50%, followed by the middle burner, and the lower burner is last of all. Okay, so there we go. So what we'll do is we'll work up towards that and we'll try and calm down the and what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to ask one more question. Maybe I'll ask that later on. Let's have a look. But we'll try and get that upper burner. Yeah, there we are. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's go. Okay, now as we've got a lot of upper burner and middle burner requests there, what we're going to do is we're going to focus the shaking on releasing the upper and the middle burner and basically connecting with the earth. We're trying to get that get some energy down to lower burner. So let's start doing the shaking. I'm going to start off with the at the top of the body and work down. So let's just keep that jaw released. Okay, imagine you've got a cord connected to the top of your head, and we're going to bounce that up and down and keep that jaw relaxed. Okay, we're going to work with the breathing now. So the best way to get from the red zone back into the green zone is to focus on the out breath and keep that out breath nice and long and emphasized. So we're going to breathe in, we're going to breathe out slowly and shake, keeping the jaw relaxed. Very good. Now we're going to work down into the neck. Keep the throat nice and open. Oh. Breathing in, breathing out, relaxing the throat, making a sound, and relaxing the whole throat area there. Excellent. Okay, and we're going to go down into the shoulders, really important place for the wood energy, because the gallbladder channel runs along the top here, and we get this kind of feeling quite often when we get too much energy rising up in the liver. So we want to relax that down. We're shaking down the energy down into the hands and down to the feet. But we're using the breath as well. So we're breathing in, Breathing out. Okay, excellent. So get those arms really shaken out, elbows, wrists, fingertips. Okay, excellent. So now because we've got a lot of upper burner things, we're going to take some nice deep breaths in. Just get the whole rib cage nice and inflated here, breathing out slowly. And shaking it as well. So we're beginning to get some movement and activity in the whole thoracic region. Okay, so breathing in, breathing into here for a moment, stretching out, getting that cartilage and everything opened up, and the whole lung area opened up, keeping shaking, breathing out slowly. Okay, very good. Let's do one more of those. So breathing in. Okay, brilliant. So now let's just go down to the abdominal area. We're going to really relax this whole area here. This is very good for the vagal nerve because that runs into the intestines and everything. So relaxing this area just with the breath is a really good way of regulating the nervous system. So focusing down more into the whole of the abdomen, that's the middle and the lower burner. We're still shaking and we're breathing more into this area now. And we're exhaling really slowly. Keeping the shaking going. Let's get all of those internal organs just moving around a little bit because they do really need to move about very gently, moving them about, shaking them around and using the breath to relax this area. So here we go, another breath, breathing into here. Okay, so here we go. We've got this nice relaxed feeling here. Now let's go down into the hips. And we're going to go really deeper into the hips. We're going to relax the hips. I'm going to shake them out. Here's a good thing to do for the hips, just shaking that hip out. Okay, good. And we're going to go down into the knees, the ankles, and the feet. Shaking the legs out. Okay, good. So now just checking in again now, just generally feeling where you are, especially those of you who voted between the red and the green zone. Notice the whole body starts to feel quite a lot calmer. And that's the great combination between shaking, which gets everything moving, obviously all of the muscles and the joints and connective tissue opening up. But we're putting the breathing in, and that long exhalation regulates the nervous system and starts to work on regulating us out of that red zone into the green zone. So it's a really good start. Okay, so classic 3-year anniversary. We have to start off after the shaking with the famous kidney 1. Okay, now just first of all, just check in and see how we're feeling in terms of our connection with the earth. We've got a lot of upper and middle burner here, so there's a good chance that you're probably feeling a little bit like this and you're not feeling that connected to the earth. So just check in, see how much connection there is down through your feet, down into the earth. And we're going to change that very quickly by activating one of the most powerful points in the body, which is kidney 1. Okay, so I've got my chair ready here to sit on. Okay, I like using the chair because you can get to kidney 1 really easily and it's right in the center stage with the camera. But you can sit cross-legged on the floor or you can find a chair to sit on, it's up to you. Okay, so kidney 1, just to remind ourselves, is 1/3 of the distance down the midline of the foot, so it's right in here. It's the most yin point of the body. It's the one called bubbling spring that they use a lot when they do teach you Qi Gong and Tai Chi and all that, they're always talking about bubbling spring. We can activate it by using some Doin, some self-shiatsu techniques, and we're going to tap that kidney 1. Okay, I'm going to open it this way, and here's a handy hint for those middle burner people. We can open up this way, and we can start to open up the liver channel, which runs down between the first bigger toe and the second biggest toe. So we're going to open that up this way, and at the same time pressing in to kidney 1. So we've got 2 things going on there. There we go. Brilliant. Okay, I'm stretching open this way. If you stretch your foot open this way, like the toes back towards you like this, it tends to open up the kidney channel in the leg. So that's another good thing to do. Okay, we're going to open this up. Very good. Okay, excellent. Put the other sock back on. Do the other one. Okay, so there we go. Kidney 1 again on this side, tapping away. Just really get that activated. And we're going to press in and open up the liver channel on the foot, which goes down to here. There we go. Excellent. It's just about done it. Let's see. Okay, so now it's time to check in and see what effect that's had on our connection with the earth. So let's just see. Standing and relaxing. Okay, now we've got the calming effect from the breathing and the shaking, but now we've got this yin tonifying point. Look at that feeling we've got now with connecting with the earth. Doesn't that feel great? It's a really calming, it's really grounding type of feeling just from that one point. And that's the magic of kidney 1. If you ever need a quick de-stress in the week, you can just spend 5 minutes working on kidney 1. I guarantee it'll help calm everything down and make us feel really grounded. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is what we need to do now is just energize the lower burner before we move on to the middle and the upper burner. Okay, so the best way to do that is basically using the hands like this over CV6 and CV4, which is just below the navel. We're going to open up kidney 1 by just opening the feet up like this, wriggling them around a bit, softening the hips, tucking the sacrum in, and really getting that posture nicely sorted out, relaxing the knees, floating the head up. Okay, and then we are going to circle the lower dantian, the CV4, CV6 points. These are the really important base points of our energy. And now let's see if we can really deeply relax the hips. Okay, very good. Okay, keep the shoulders very relaxed and float up your head. Keeping kidney 1 open, so we've got a lovely balance there between the connection with heaven and the connection down into the earth. Okay, very good. So now let's extend our awareness from our hands deep into the lower burner. So we're going to imagine that we can feel right the way through into the lower back and the sacrum. So we're extending our awareness into there. Okay, very good. And if you want to activate the points on the back, we've got bladder 23 just here. go. If you've got stiffness in the shoulders, just keep going with this one. But basically the idea is just to activate the whole of the lower burner. Okay, excellent. So now let's do some lower abdominal breathing, and we're going to do a slightly more sophisticated version, which involves kidney 1, and it's really guaranteed to calm the nervous system down and get that grounding even better. Okay, so I'll just show you what we do. What we do is we place our hands here like we did before. We imagine the breath coming in as we breathe in. Imagine it coming down into the lower dantian, into the lower burner. Okay, and then what we do is as we exhale and the air comes out, we imagine the energy or the awareness going down into kidney 1 and down into the earth. Okay, do you want to try that and just see what happens? Okay, so first of all, we're breathing in, relaxing the diaphragm, hold the breath for a second, become aware of kidney 1, slowly breathe out and send your awareness down through your legs, down through kidney 1 and into the earth on the exhalation. Okay, awesome. Okay, now you might notice it got kind of a little bit stuck there, maybe the hips and the knees. If that happens, just relax those joints as we exhale. Let's do it again. Okay, so head floating up, breathing in. Breathing out, down through into kidney 1 and into the earth. Relaxing the hips and knees and the ankles. Excellent. One more time. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, excellent. Checking in time. Now, can you feel that? We've got more energy here in the lower burner. Main thing is it's very calming. You probably notice you're really getting really calm now. And that's the magic combination of the slow exhalation, the low abdominal breathing, which is like belly breathing, and focusing down onto kidney 1. So that's like a little toolkit that we can use immediately. And you can do that anytime during the week when you're just standing or sitting. Just that breathing, focusing on those areas, focusing on the breath, following it the breath, and bringing it down to kidney 1. Okay, brilliant. Okay, so we better move on now to the middle burner because we've got a lot of requests for that, and also because it's point of the week time very soon. So let's remind ourselves we've got the stomach and spleen meridians which run down the front of the body, and we've got the liver and gallbladder that runs on the inside and outside the body, and they're the channels that link with the middle burner. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll loosen up the middle burner with a nice twist, and then we'll do some channel work. Okay, are you ready? So we're focusing in right on this area here. Let's go. Okay, we're not going to forget what we've just done though. So we've got feet shoulder width apart. We're keeping kidney 1 open, keeping that rooted to the earth, floating the head up, feeling that light, loose feeling that we've got through the shaking. But we're going to now focus on the middle burner and twist like this. Okay, and we're going to look, get this, and twist. Okay, now paying attention to moving the eyes around, looking, and there we go. Okay, now if you want a bit stronger, if you're a middle burner person, you want a bit stronger movement there, then we can tap like this. Tap, tap, yeah, tap, 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 and stretch. Okay, excellent. All right, so now we're going to tune into your middle burner, and this is the moment where if you're a middle burner person and you want to figure out whether you're more a stomachy person or more a livery person, then check in and see what happens when we've worked the middle burner. So this area should feel quite relaxed and open, and if you're anything like me, it does tend to get a bit tense sometimes. So what we're doing is we're palpating here just to feel the condition of the middle burner. We'll do some doing for the channels, and then we'll find out which one has the biggest effect. Okay, so we're going to start off on the outside of the abdominal muscles here. This is the stomach channel, and it goes down like this. Okay, and it goes down outside of the legs, down to the famous stomach 36, which is just on the outside of the shin here. Down to the feet, and then up the inside front of the leg. This is the spleen channel. Okay, and then down the outside of the legs, down the stomach channel. And up we go. Just going to run around that 3 times. If you find any points that feel really good, I'm just going to give them an extra tap. Okay, very good. So now let's just check in. Let's just see a little bit better. Okay, if you had a big change there, then it's probably, and you're a middle burner person, probably means more the stomach meridian, and spleen meridian is the ones you want. Okay, the other meridian is the liver and the gallbladder meridian. So let's start off by doing some work on that, and then we can put in point of the week. Okay, the gallbladder channel runs down the sides of the body, outside of the body, and the liver channel runs up the inside. And a good place to start is just around here, gallbladder 30. A really good place is point right in the hips there. Really good point for any hip stiffness. You might want to incorporate a rotation in with that. Just to keep it open, and then this way. And then we go down the outside of the legs. Okay, this is gallbladder 34. It's a really important point for the tendons. Just below the knee here. We go down the outside and up the inside of the legs. There we go. Down the outside, up the inside, okay, and once more, getting right to the hips, down the outside, and up the inside. Okay, excellent, and shaking out the hips. Okay, so now we have point of the week, and it's a liver point because it's this weekend is the wood element. If you'd like to watch the live stream or come into class, it'd be great to see you there. I've got the point. I've got the slide right here, which is prepared by Kat. She did this, and it shows you where it is, and it is Gate of Hope, one of my favorite points. It's basically used to move liver chi, so it's used for depression, any distension or pain in the middle torso. There we are. So if you've got a middle burner block, it's really good. Calms hiccups as well because of the function of the liver chi going upwards. And it's also, as Kat's written here, it's used on the level of the spirit as well. So if we're feeling hopeless, frustrated, or stuck, or negative, then we must open this gate of hope. Okay, I'm going to show you where it is. It's just below the nipple line. It's a little bit more central really than it looks on this chart. I'll show you how to find it on your body. Okay, so look, this is how you do it. What you want to do is find where your nipples are, where the sternum is. So you go feel down here into this area here, into the sternum. And then if you go out this way, and you'll find like a sensitive point just here between the ribs here. directly underneath the nipples, they'll find a sensitive point there, and that is liver 14. Okay, and that's the gate of hope. And we've got a little technique that we developed over the last 3 years that opened the liver channel up to that point, which links to liver 13, which is down here by the floating rib, if you remember. So we've got a little sequence that we do for that, aiming up towards that point. And if that point is sensitive, it often is sensitive, it could indicate that you need to work it. Okay, I've got this lovely book here, and it says, it regulates the liver's command of Qi. Okay, when it stagnates, depression can arise, leading to a sense of hopelessness or despair. And also you might remember, those of you who came right through the entire meridian cycle with us last year, that liver 14 is kind of the end of the liver channel. So it's all the energy's gone through all the meridians, it comes to here, and then it goes up into lung 1. Okay, so there we go. Right, so now let's do our gate of hope sequence. Energizing the gate of hope. Don't forget, of course, that we're still connected with the earth through kidney 1. Okay, we're floating our head up. Okay, and we're relaxing the hips, keeping that gallbladder channel and liver channel free through the hips. And we're going to start off tapping here by the floating rib and come up right underneath the nipple here, right underneath here, and that's your liver 14. And we're going to tap this way upwards towards liver 14, and down and tap this way. Okay, keeping the hips nice and relaxed. Okay, so if you can get that right onto that liver 14 and give it a good tapping, and you really start freeing up any liver Qi stagnation. Oh, that was a big burp, everyone, and that's a classic liver Qi moving thing. I'm sorry about that, to be so graphic about that. It just shows you how powerful that point is. Remember, it's 4 hiccups and things like that, reflux, and it was just a really good example of how quickly it works. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. All right, so now we're just going to check in. Have a feel of your middle burner. Oh my goodness, that's a bit better. Yeah, so I think I'm definitely one of the liver middle burner people. Feels so much more open now and just really relaxed. Okay, so there we are, liver 14, gate of hope. And we've got plenty of time to really help the majority of you who voted for the upper burner. Now we've got 2 main things we need to do with the upper burner, is to basically energize the lungs and calm the heart. All right, so let's do it. Okay, we're going to energize the lungs by connecting, first of all, with kidney 1 again, connecting the lower burner with the breathing. So what I mean by that is we're going to relax the breathing, relax the diaphragm, feel it internally, feel the breath coming down. Okay, and now we're going to use this exercise. This is a medical Qi Gong exercise for the lungs. We're going to bring the arms up, bring the thumbs outwards, drop the arms back. Okay. Now what this does is it helps the lungs descend the Qi down, or descend the breath down towards the lower burner, okay? So we want to make sure the lower burner is activated so that it can receive that energy. That's how they describe it in Chinese medicine. What that means is keeping that kidney 1 open, keeping all the joints open, and allowing the breath to go nice and deeply down into the lower burner. So we're filling up the upper burner with Qi and bringing it down into the lower burner as we do this. Very good. Okay, excellent. Okay, so now we've got that established. Now we're going to start opening up the lung channel. We're keeping those thumbs outwards, and we're focusing our awareness on opening up this front of the chest area, okay? So just from the side, what I'm doing is, as I go back here, I'm opening this up and I'm feeling this connection down into the thumb. Very good. Okay, excellent. So now we're going to stretch up, Breathe in, breathe out, and stretch up and back. Breathe in, breathe out, stretch up and back. Breathe in, breathe out, stretch up and back. So we're stretching up towards the thumb there. That's opening up the lung channel all the way through and down into here. And now it's time to activate the lung channel. We're going to start off with around lung 1 and 2, which is this area here, just in front of the shoulder blade, in front of the shoulder joint here. Okay, so we're going to tap here, open that up, breathing nice and deeply. And look, I'm going to aim for my thumb here. So I'm already thinking about where I'm going to go. Go down here, which is lung 5 here in the elbow, and then down into the lung 10 and 11. Okay, I'm going to make a circuit by switching back here and going up outside of the arm. There we go. Up the light intestine channel, and I'm activating lung 1 and 2 again here, and then moving forwards into lung and then the other way. Excellent. Okay, one more time. Okay, there we go. So that's one arm done. That's the lung channel done on that arm. Ooh, great. Okay, so let's do the other side. I'm opening up here. It starts you coughing or anything like that starts you off coughing, then that's a good sign. Expelling any pathogenic factors in the lungs. Go down the lung channel. We're aiming for that thumb. Back up the large intestine channel. Keeping this whole area open as possible. Remember, we swung this open, we stretched it open, and now we're opening up some tapping. Okay, very good. Okay, so just brushing off here, shaking out again. Now, what should happen now, having energized the lungs, is we should find that lower abdominal breathing even easier because we've got the lung qi descending the lungs, so descending the qi from the lungs. So let's check it out. Opening up kidney 1, we have our hand over the lower dantian. Okay, float that head up, relax the hips, and now check out your upper burner. Now you'll feel a kind of tingling, warm feeling opening here already, and that's the lung channel opening up. Feel an energized feeling down into the hands. Okay, let's just take one deep breath in. Okay, now notice how easy and smooth that breath is, and that's because the lung qi has been stimulated by the doing. Okay, breathing out. Okay, so if you're an upper burner person and you feel a little bit breathless and things like that, that's for you. But always start off with this connection with the earth and the kidneys and free up that middle burner first to make sure you can get that diaphragm moving down and get that connection with the earth. Oh, marvelous. Okay, so now the only other thing we've got to do in the upper burner before we clear those yang channels at the end is to get the heart and the pericardium nice and calm. Okay, if you get any feelings of fluttering or tightness around here, it could be those channels need a bit of stretching open and relaxing. So we're going to use the pericardium channel to do that. The pericardium channel goes right down through the center of the arm and it goes into this middle finger here and it runs through deep into the chest. Okay, there is a connection between the heart and the kidney energy in the lower burner. So we're going to make sure we establish that first of all, keeping that kidney 1 open. And we're just going to test this stretch now, bringing the hands palms together. We're going to open up here, slowly opening up the arms. As we do this, I'd like you to just tune into your upper burner and just see what it feels like. See if there's any feeling of constriction there, whether it feels blocked or weak in the upper chest as you do that. And that's that connection all the way there, right? What we'll do is we'll do some doing, and then in a few minutes we'll come back and we'll check that stretch again and see if it feels a little bit more comfortable. Okay, So we're going to start off tapping around here. This is where the pericardium channel runs. So we're going to tap around here, and then we go down right down the inside of the arm, aiming towards this finger here, and then back up here. Tapping. Round we go. Okay, right through into here. Then we've got this lovely point right here, which is between the first and second metacarpals there, just right in there, which is a pericardium point that's used to calm the mind. Really good point there. Very useful as a first aid point if you just feel yourself getting a bit stressed out. Okay, if you get into that red zone and you want a bit of a de-stressing there, and you're an upper burner person, this is the point for you. Okay, right in here, just calming it down. There we go. Go around. Okay, very good. Okay, we're just going to do that. Brush that off, shaking out the upper burner. And now let's check out that stretch again. So we're going here again, slowly stretching out. We're tuning into the upper burner there. Just notice if it feels calmer and more open and easier to open up that stretch after the do-in. And that's a really good way of using the lungs and the pericardium to regulate the upper burner. Okay, we've got enough time now to clear those yang channels and finish up. But before we do that, let's check in and see how we are. Let's just stand again, open up that kidney 1, get that feeling of connection down there. Place our hands on the lower dantian again, float the head up. Okay, now tune into your upper burner, and you'll probably feel a similar thing that I can feel, which is the lungs are nice and active. You can feel this movement here, a nice kind of warm, tingly feeling down here. But deeper in, there's a kind of feeling of calmness and relaxation, and that's more the pericardium being balanced out by the do-in. So you've got that calm feeling, but also energized with the lungs, and that's really nice feeling there for the upper burner. Okay, so let's just do some nice deep breaths. We're going to get that breath into here, and we're going to focus it down into kidney 1 again, and we're just going to see if it's a bit easier now we've cleared the middle and the upper burners. So breathing into here, breathing in. Okay, breathing out, slowly sending that breath down through the legs, down into kidney 1 and down into the earth. Okay, let's do a couple more of those. Breathing in. Keeping it really relaxed, breathing out. Send your attention down, long exhalation down through and into the earth. Excellent. Let's just do one more. Breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, now that's really good regulation there. The nervous system, the 3 burners are nicely balanced out, feeling nice and grounded, head floating up. Really nice. Okay, so all we're going to need to do now is just make sure there's no lurking blockages in the yang channels. The yang channels are the ones that you can see if I do this, and then we'll be done. Okay, now one of the main places that you'll get obstructions in the yang channels is in the head, because that's where all the yang channels begin and end. Of course, we've got all the sense organs. So let's do a nice little routine for the head and face. We're going to just stroke the forehead, and then we can just lightly tap the forehead, and then wipe the eyes. Like this. Okay, very good. And then we can stroke around the temples like this. Why don't I come in and give you a bit of a close-up here? We'll do it together. So yeah, I'm wiping around here. Okay, this is really good for the sinuses, so we're pressing around the top of the sinuses with the fingertips. Underneath here, this is stomach 3, really good point for the stomach channel. Relaxing the jaw. Stretching and pulling the ears. Okay, just checking out the jaw. And then this is a good thing to do, is work the channels around the actual gums here. So this is the large intestine channel. We've got large intestine 20 here. Okay. And then we've got the large intestine channel runs around here. And the stomach channel runs along the lower jaw. Really good idea to get that nice and open and relaxed. All connects to the digestive system, as you can imagine. Very good. And then the stomach channel runs down through the front of the SCM muscle, so we can give that a bit of a squeeze. And then sides of the head into the gallbladder channel. Okay, so I'm working the gallbladder channel here. And then tapping over the top of the head. And that will bring us down to the bladder channel. So we've got bladder 10 here, and the bladder. Okay, excellent. So once we've cleared the yang channels of the head, the really important thing to do is make sure we get that any blocked energy down the arms and down the legs. Okay, so really good place to tap is around gallbladder 21 on the top of the shoulders. This. So we've got this kind of movement going on down into the shoulders, and then it's down the arms, down the sides of the legs, and the front of the legs, and the back of the legs, down this way, brushing off, shaking out, tapping if need be, just to get that movement down the body. Okay, now one of the meridians we haven't done much on today is so far anyway, is the bladder meridian. So we need to really see if we can get that connected. And this is where it's great if you've got someone working with you, because they can help you by working the back like this. If you're on your own like I am, then we have to do the best we can by tapping down as far as we can, seeing if we can meet this bit here. Okay, then what I like to do is like bend forwards, tap this, tap the bladder channel like this, down onto the sacrum, and then down the legs, down to the feet. Okay, whoa, lovely. Okay, stretching that out. Okay, so we can just move the back around a bit and open it up. Okay, finishing off with a bit of a shake, trying to get it down all the way down into the hands and the feet. Now to finish off, just to make sure we can clear any trapped yang channel blockages in the upper body, a really good idea is to just relax forwards like this and allow your body to just hang. Just do this for a moment. You can wriggle the back to open up the bladder channel along the back. This just gently shaking out any tension from the shoulders. So I'm gathering up any tension, shaking it out. There we are. Okay, very, very good. Okay, just check. Okay, so now we've done that, we've cleared the yang channels, we've done all that work on the yin channels as well. Really good idea to come back, do some breathing, and then we'll check in and just see how we're feeling at the end of it. Okay, so this is a really good integrating exercise using the breath and this Tai Chi movement. So it's this movement here. We're going to use this to finish off and calm everything down. Feet shoulder width apart, opening up kidney 1 again, checking our alignment, relaxing. Okay, so all together, we're going to do this all together. Breathing in and bringing the arms up, and breathing out, floating the arms down. Okay. Okay, so now let's add in the connections and the energy to that idea. So we're going to open up kidney 1, we're going to feel heavy in the body, and we're going to drop our energy down into kidney 1, and then we're going to push up from the feet. And this connects us with the earth. So opening up kidney 1, sinking down, floating up by pushing up from the earth. Okay? Sinking down, pushing up. Okay, so that's the yin connection, that connection with the earth and feeling the weight of the body, feeling the solidity of the body. We can get in touch with the yang of the body by connecting with the floating up feeling the lightness of the body and sinking down from the top of the head, just floating down and then floating up again. And that's more of a connection with the yang. So let's just do that a few times. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Okay, here we go. So now we're going to combine it with a few breaths. 3 breaths. We're going to sink down into the earth and float up to the heavens. Sink down into the earth and float up towards the heavens. Sink down and float up. Okay, excellent. So we've just got enough time to check in now and see how we've done. A real classic. I've tried to bring in some of the classic things that we've done over the last 3 years, some of the best, the greatest hits of the last 3 years here. Let's see what effect they've had on the burners and on our general breathing. So let's play just one last time today. Let's place the hands here, open up kidney 1, keep the hips and the knees relaxed, float the head up and just relax all the way through the body. Okay, now just scanning through your burners and just check there. Just feel that nice solid feeling in the lower burner, that relaxed feeling in the middle burner, and that combination of calmness and energizing that we've managed to get in the upper burner there. That's a very good combination now. Let's just do a few low abdominal breaths just to finish up. So we're going to breathe in into the lower abdomen, and we're going to send that energy down through kidney 1 with a slow exhalation down into the earth, and that's bringing us down from the red zone into the green zone. Breathing in again and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Okay, and there we have it, our 3rd birthday. How about that? Thank you so much for tuning in. And it's been great. It's been an amazing 3 years. We've had so many amazing experiences with this group. Yeah, I'm going to put a heart emoji and celebration emoji on the chat. And it's 11 o'clock. So here we go. I'm just going to share that we are 3. Hey! And yeah, thank you for all of these great comments in the chat. It's amazing to have such an amazing group. Brilliant. Okay, excellent. And there's the clock is striking, so we've got to go. Have a fantastic week. And if you can check in at the weekend, either online or in person, it'd be great to see you. Okay. And I'll be back in a few weeks. And we'll be, because we're sharing out Wednesday class now. So I'll be back in about 4 weeks, I think, to see you all again. Okay. Have a fantastic week. Thank you, Basti, for looking after the chat. And as Basti says in the chat, if you're interested, you can join us at the Shiatsu College this weekend in person or online. Okay, that's for community members. There we go.